How y'all doing? I'm Hoyt.
I'm Corey.
I'm Danny. I guess.
Thanks for joining us, Danny.
Thanks for joining us, Danny. This is Danny Williams. Danny plays with Terrence Simeon keyboards, and he's got a couple Grammys. Y'all got
Two.
Two Grammys. Yeah.
That is a couple. That's
Yeah,
true.
two, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, last time I checked.
Well, as far as I know.
And you know the infamous Rudy Boudreaux.
Peace, Rudy. Love you, bro. He's crazy.
Yeah, we kind
But
of
I love
figured
him,
that
though.
out. We kind of figured that out. And he told us to ask you something about Pittsburgh.
Rudy, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's a kind of a crazy story. We're playing somewhere in Pittsburgh. Don't remember gigs. Just do my gigs and move on. But anyway, we're playing this show, and it was a quarterback, Roethlisberger, for Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Ben, sitting in a booth, like one of these private booths, watching us play. So I didn't know it was him. I just knew it was somebody important. So after my break, I was like, well, I took a break, walked around, and they had this huge bodyguard by the door standing there, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to get through that, but I said, I'm bold, so I go, hey, I'm going to get in there. He looked at me, said, okay, sure. I guess because I was playing the gig, he saw me playing, it was cool. So I went in, and I'm like, oh, that was easy. So I walked in, see Roethlisberger. I'm a big fan of his. And I walked up straight up to him and said, hey, you remember me? He goes, he looks around, no. Oh, man. I put my head down and said, I'm so disappointed. I can't believe I was your center for years, and when I got hit, look what happened. The dude almost passed out. He was laughing so hard, he was turning red, and we became good buddies from that, but he came in the dressing room, watched a football game with us, and hung out, Yeah. But that broke the ice.
yeah. Imagine.
But he looked at me pretty hard, like, okay, I get it. Rudy, you pitiful dude.
Oh,
that
Danny.
was a blast.
How did you get started playing music, Danny?
Man, let's see, how did I get started? My brother actually was playing in a band locally. They were huge here, called Sky, S-K-Y. And he invited me to go to the show, but I was young. So I had to kind of sneak in kind of thing. I was blown away. I didn't know, I knew my brother played trumpet, but when you see him with the lights and him playing, it blew my mind. And their show was like, it was like the Earth, Wind, and Fire for local bands, So they had the uniforms, they had the pyrotechnics, the smoke, the fire, everything. And I'm sitting here with my jaw just dropped. This whole time I didn't know that's what my brother did. So I said, well, okay. In grade school I picked up the trumpet, started playing that in band. And that's what I played throughout all of school, high school, trumpet. And in 1979, when I was graduating, I started in his band, Sky, because he started getting a real job, he said. So when he would work, I would take his spot. When he could play, we both play. So we had 3 horns when I would play, so 3.5 horns. But anyway, so we played, and he eventually went get a real job, like I said, UPS, and he retired from there a couple years ago. But so I took over his spot, and there was a band that came out that had a hit song, and the name of the band was Sky. And we didn't have the trademark on the name, so we changed our name to Cosmic Sky. And we were pretty big in this area for a long time. And so that's who I played with for years and years. I think to like 1985. And then I started playing in other little bands around hotels, a lot of hotel bands and stuff. And then probably 1990, I started with Terrence. So that's about 28 years, coming up 29 in October. It's like a marriage. Without a ring. But yeah, it's Yeah, it's been a long journey.
Or a honeymoon, right?
Yeah. We're gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been awesome, man. With Terrence, it's a whole nother. I mean, I played music, but when I got in that band, he had I think he had 2 guitar players and one left, and said, "I want a keyboard player." So the guitar player who I played in Cosmic Sky was playing with him.
Yeah.
And so he knew of me, and I was living in Birmingham. I had moved to Birmingham. And he called me. I said, "Now you're going to wait to call me when I moved to Birmingham." I was right there in Lafayette. So I had to commute a lot of time until I moved back. You know,
That's a trip.
Yeah, that was a trip. But a lot of times he'll fly me wherever I have to go from there to wherever we went at that time. So when I got in that band, I was so amazed because I'm looking at his following. And I'd go outside and I see a line around the club. We were playing a lot of clubs at the time. I'm going, someone really likes this dude, you know, because I've never seen him live. Mm-hmm. I've heard of him, but never seen him live. And start playing with him. I'm going, yeah, he's a wild dude. I enjoy this, because you never know what you're gonna get each night, you know.
Yeah, Zydeco's got so much energy. You know?
And at that time, sorry, Terrence, you were young. And you were moving around. I mean, this dude, no shoes, shorts, hair wild, and just jazz fest, jumping off the stage. Can't do that now. And you know, it was just crazy, man.
Yeah,
I was so enjoying it.
Putting on a show.
Oh man, it was awesome. So that was a whole different level of playing music. So, but that's where I started. My brother inspired me from the beginning. Because, like I said, I knew he played trumpet, but I didn't know he played that well. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
We always hang out like a hair in a biscuit. We're going to be right back with Danny Williams, with keyboard player for Terrence Simeon.
Et là-bas, bonjour mes amis, tu parais pour danser? Ah non, les haricots sont pas allés. Tu m'as fait tout le temps de le soir, tu pas qu'on avec ça, cher. Ah non, ah non, ah non. Et toi, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, boom! Là-bas, allons danser les haricots à soir. Les haricots sont pas salés. Les haricots sont pas salés. Every day, danser. Bon temps blé. Every day, danser. Allons, allons, allons. Les jolies femmes ici, allons vous faire ça, cher. Oui, oui. Allons vous faire les haricots. Oui. Allons, danser. Allons vous faire ça, danser les haricots. Tout que tu as de magnifique, bon. Tout que tu as de bon ici, beaucoup magnifique. Les haricots sont pas salés. Oui. Tu m'as fait tout que George. Ah non. Tout que George est bon. Bon. Alors, alors vous faites ça comme ça. 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 Et là-bas. Bon. Ah non. Every day danser. Every day danser. Les haricots sont pas salés. Les haricots sont pas salés. Every day. Comment ça va mon ami? Les haricots sont pas salés. Tu m'as fait tout que tu as dit le soir. Tu pas con avec ça, chère. Danse. 2, 3, 4.
We back with Danny Williams, having a good time. Danny, tell us about your influences and how your brother played a role in it. Is there anybody else that influenced you into playing and made you want to do it, or?
It's just so many, but like I said, I was with this band Cosmic Sky, and Russell Dorian was the guitar player, phenomenal, and he was a big influence because I was playing trumpet in the band. And then, for some reason, we had a big 88 Rhodes sitting right up front every night. They just set it up there. Nobody's playing it. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Play trumpet, I keep looking at it.
It was called out to you.
Yeah, I guess, but Donald Ray Charles was like the leader of the band at the time.
Sure.
And he was the big showman. We did shows. I mean, I'll have to show you the picture later. But the picture of us, we were dressed like Earth, Wind, Fire with all the costumes. But he liked to set up stuff, like the lights and the flash pots. And so he would put that up there. It didn't matter. Nobody plays it. It was there. It looked good,
Right.
So I decided, hey, I'm going to try to teach myself and play a few songs on it. So I would always go to my slide and say, what you playing? And we'd work it out, and I started figuring it out in my head. So that's how I started playing keys with the band. Oh. And then I just let the trumpet go because I was having way much more fun. But little did I know it cost so much money to buy a keyboard. You just put a trumpet up there. You're done at the end of the night, put it in a bag, and you leave. No, not now. Yeah, but it was awesome to go through that process. So Sly kind of helped me out with the cards, and I just took it from there. But Sly was a good influence. I have a buddy named Shelton Sonia who's playing in Bourbon Street, and he does a solo act. He was a big influence. He's a great musician.
Yeah,
and plays guitar, bass, sings. I did a tour with him as Prince. He was a Prince impersonator. So we had a bus and everything, traveling. We hired a band in California, rehearsed with him for 2 weeks, and then started hitting it. And everybody thought he was Prince. Crazy. Even when he wasn't dressed up, they would come up to him getting autographed. He said, well, I'm not Prince. It doesn't matter.
He just wants your autograph.
Yeah.
You look like him. You sound like him.
Yeah. Like I said, it's just a bizarre music experience for me because I've been through so much with so many different people. But
and how many years you been doing it?
You really want to know? 28 with Terrence. And And so let's see, another maybe 15 before that.
Yeah, wow, yeah.
So what was it like when y'all won y'all first Grammy? I mean, it had to be exciting, huh?
Dude,
Yeah.
I started at 6'2". Look at me now. I was freaked out.
Yeah.
I freaked out. And we weren't even expecting that. What we actually played on the Grammys. And see, not too many people know that, but it wasn't televised because it's the pre-telecast.
Right.
See, we did 3 songs, open up the show for the Grammys of the pre-tel. So we did 3 songs. I was excited just for that.
Sure.
I didn't care nothing else, So after we perform and you have the artist pass, you can walk around, and I'm meeting all these stars backstage, and I had full access. We all had full access, so we walked around. They called the category. We weren't even listening. They said best Zydeco Cajun album. Terrence Simeon. Terrence heard it first. I saw him running. I said, "Oh, we must have won." So I'm trying to follow his footsteps. Of course, I can't keep up with Terrence. And we all ran kind of late. Understand the band's still playing. What's going on? And we finally get up. He did an excellent speech. It was awesome. I was so proud. And I was stunned, though. I still didn't believe it,
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you don't expect it, it's even better.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
What I mean? Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Well, what
really
about the
cool.
second one?
I wasn't expecting that either. And it's a different category.
Yeah.
So was the second one Roots category or?
It's called Regional Roots.
Regional Roots.
Yeah. Regional Roots. So, because Terrence started the Zydeco and Cajun category.
Yeah.
He worked on it for 7 long years. Going knock on doors, trying to get people to submit, because you got to have a certain amount of people that submit to keep the category. So he was always on it, getting people.
Right.
And when he let it loose, and then the Grammys decided to cut back on a lot of the categories. A lot of people lost their categories. Like the Native Americans, wine, which they should have, but so they under us. So everybody's together now.
Yeah. Regional Roots,
Yeah.
Well, for me, growing up in Louisiana, because I'm Cajun, of course, most of us are, and listening to Zydeco and Cajun music always been a wonderful thing because they're so related. And there's a lady that did a documentary about that, First Cousins, and it makes perfect sense to me because it's really the same music, but it's more an R&B feel, a little bit more up tempo.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful thing.
The story about Zydeco, because everybody really doesn't know where that word comes from, but they have a saying, the snap beans, not salty, blah 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 blah. But the best definition, I think, just me personally, we were in Hawaii somewhere, and Terrence was at the bar. Now Terrence telling me the story because when I showed up, it had already happened. He was at the bar and he's saying. They were just talking to, I don't know, if a fellow bandmate or something, and this African woman sees him on the other end of the bar. He said, "You know what? I enjoyed your music, and it reminds me so much of our music." And Terrence said, "And what music is that?" "Well, our music is called Zydeco Laga Laga."
Oh, wow.
And Terrence went, "What?" He said, "Yeah, Zydeco Laga Laga." He said, "Do you know we call our music Zydeco, and back in the day when my mom was gone, it was called the Lala." Now, what coincidence is that?
Yeah. Not really a coincidence at all.
It's to dance. That's what it means, to dance.
I got you,
Zydeco Laga Laga. And you don't hear about that yet, but he's putting it out there.
Sure. Those are real roots.
Yeah. He's a historian, let me tell you. If you ever get him on here, you're going to have to spend some time.
We'd love to have you anytime, Terrence, if you want to come on. But Rudy Boudreaux said we'd be better off, or it'd be easier to get Danny.
That's what it. Blame Rudy.
Blame Rudy. We blame Rudy.
Yeah, he's a master at telling stories and knowing the history of Zydeco. Because we do kids shows.
Sure. Right, and I saw that you're having a foundation. And
it's called Creole for Kids,
That's awesome.
Yeah, we've been doing over a million kids in different countries. In Africa, we did it in Africa, different villages. And that was
well, to me, the Creole French culture is probably the most prolifically cultural two societies, cultures in the whole world. You know,
Yes,
because
absolutely.
if you go back to New Orleans in the turn of the century, and even before that with the Creoles, and of course the Cajuns came here too, and they developed all this music and food, and they lived right next to each other. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, so we learn from each other. You know?
sure, yeah.
And yeah, it's nowhere in the world like this. I mean, we've been to the Seychelles.
The original melting pot, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But they have Creoles in different areas.
Sure.
We went to the Seychelles, which is Africa, and Madagascar is a lot, right there on the Indian Ocean, underneath India. We went there. Let me tell you, it's all run by Creoles. All of those islands. And when we went to eat, they had boudin, crackling, the whole thing.
Oh,
Yeah, we went
felt like
back
you were at
into a
home.
whole. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We went all the way around the world to go home.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that
To
crazy?
eat boudin.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
I mean,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
So, but it's a different Creole, but it's still Creole.
Yeah.
Sure,
You know.
yes, exactly.
Because it's telling you, we're all connected.
Oh, well, tell us about the foundation.
Sure.
Was that
Tell us the foundation you mentioned with.
with the Creole for Kids?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not really a foundation. It's just what we title our kids show, Creole for Kids, and we go around and teaching the kids the culture.
Yeah.
And on our Terrence's website, you can go. There's like a 5-page program
Yeah.
where it teaches you how to get us for the school
Yeah.
through grants and stuff like that. So it's a little step-by-step thing you follow to get us. Sometimes they'll get us for a whole week. So it's like we play these kids shows and they bust the kids in the theater
Yeah.
all week long. We do 2 shows a day and we probably finish at 1, you know. And then at the end, like a Friday, we playing for all those kids' parents because the kids talking about us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to go see them, Mom. And they throw beads.
Yeah.
So yeah, they come and see us, and
Private Mardi Gras parade.
oh, dude, it's crazy.
Speaking of beads, what do y'all have coming up for next week?
We leave tomorrow, but we leave in a little early because of the weather. We're not sure. Well, we heading to that's Cohoes, New York, upstate.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And Syracuse and Schenectady and
Sure.
I can't remember,
Y'all get a good response up in New York?
bro. If we get a response in Africa, we can get a response in New York.
Well, I always, back
Yeah.
when I was in
It was crazy.
college, people would always ask me about people like Wayne Toots, and
Yeah.
especially on the people from the East Coast, and I was always like, "How do y'all know Wayne?" Well, he was just as popular, just like y'all are.
That's right. I mean, we taking it elsewhere.
Maine.
That's why the people are always saying, why you guys don't play Mardi Gras here?
Yeah.
Because they need Mardi Gras elsewhere.
Yeah, they got it everywhere. That's right. That's
You
When I
know,
was
they
in
need
Ohio,
it.
people would ask me, do all y'all have alligators for pets?
Yeah, we talked about that.
I'd say stop watching the movies.
Yeah.
That's why I stopped watching. Well, no, please watch Discovery Channel.
Yeah, please watch.
Yeah, because it keeps our culture alive.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Y'all do too. In what
Absolutely.
you're doing.
Absolutely.
So.
And that's what he's about. Terrence is about keeping that music alive, the culture alive, whatever he has to
And this is
do.
what our show is about: Louisiana
Yeah.
talent,
Yes,
Louisiana
that's good.
culture,
That's
and
awesome.
having people on like you. We'd love to have Terrence on, other people we know. Art, you musician, any form of talent you have from Louisiana. That's what we're about.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
showing people what we have here. You know.
Right.
But and then speaking of that and food, we ask everybody, what's your favorite Louisiana dish?
Seriously. I have to figure that out. Come on, man. I mean, Terrence cooks a mean dish of sauce piquant.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
That sounds great.
I'm sorry, Terrence, but I had to tell him. Oh, man, it's crazy. If he does it on the road, a gumbo, he does well.
Yeah.
He does a killer gumbo, but
Yeah.
that sauce, he's got that down.
Uh-huh.
And it could be
I
any
love
kind
it.
of
I
sauce.
love a great sauce.
Oh, we're gonna have to get him on the show to
Oh,
cook it.
yeah. Dude, I'm telling you. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, we played somewhere and they had other musicians at the same, you know how they set you up in like blue condos?
Yeah.
And they had some other bands and they could smell it. And they were like walking, they coming, hey man, I just came to visit. Right.
Yeah.
I say, yeah, just want to see what y'all doing.
How y'all
Gotcha.
Yeah. What's that smell?
What's that
While we're
smell?
here,
Yeah, while we're here, Terrence, you know, he always say, you want something to eat? Oh, you know, if it's not too much to ask.
Right. Yeah. They always smell it though. When I was a kid growing up, my dad would cook jambalaya a lot for people, and that's the first thing people do when they walk in. Man, I could smell it. You know, quarter mile down the road.
Yeah.
I had to come and find out what this is all about, you know?
That's funny.
Same thing when I cook sometimes for people, out, especially outdoors and stuff like that. That's what's so wonderful about our culture.
So you like to cook, man.
Oh, yeah. You're not a man in Louisiana if you don't know how to cook.
Right. That's right. I mean, if I could do it, anybody could do it.
Yeah, sure.
I got to get on a lot of stools, buddy. If I had a lift, I would be in heaven.
Then you might get wider, though.
Bigger lift.
Add more shocks to it.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, besides playing with Terrence and keeping the culture alive, what other outside interests you have?
Well, I used to do a lot of that computer work. I did a lot of people taking viruses off and on Macs and PCs. And it just kind of get boring after a while. So I have a studio now, so I do my recording at home, and Terrence has his studio. We did a lot of work in that studio, a bunch of work in there. A lot of our albums were recorded in there. Well, actually tracked in there. And then we take it to a big studio later. But I finally got my studio happening. Finally. Took me forever, but I do that, and he and I get together and write. You know, we have that song on what is the name of that movie? The Lucky One with Zac Efron.
Yeah,
you got to check it out. It's a good movie.
Really
good movie. And we got a little cameo in there where we're playing outside. But the song is something that Terrence and I wrote called "Dance Every Day."
Yeah.
So that was one. But Terrence been in movies before that. So, but that was the last recent one we did.
Yeah.
And that was recorded right there in Covington. That shot. So.
Yeah.
But Terrence, amazing dude, man. I couldn't work for anybody better. Because he's a good dude.
Awesome.
And you see that great smile.
Yeah.
That's it. He lights up a room. So.
We talk about that all the time. My brother's an entertainment director, and how it's better to work with professionals that have a great attitude.
Yeah,
because there's some that don't. But
and then
but that's just like human life. Yeah,
we can read each other's mind because I've been there with it so long. So it's like magic, you know. And when you have that, you can't let that go. You know,
right?
It's just what it is. So it's hard to find.
Who's your favorite musician?
Oh God, man.
There's a list of them.
Whoa, man! Talk about a list. I couldn't. I'm gonna just say Stevie because I just admire everything he can do. The singing, the playing, just the writing. He just we did the Clinton's inaugural the second time. We played the ball, right? He shows up and started jamming with us on stage. Now you can imagine how much I love Stevie. And he walks up, and then he's kind to ask our manager, which is Terrence's wife, on the side of the stage, "Can I get up there, jam?" What you gonna tell Steve? No, seriously. And if she doesn't,
you go sit down. You can't get up there.
So he gets up and started jamming on his harmonica, like he belonged in the band. He was just so on it, and I stopped playing because I'm like in shock. I'm like, I'm playing, so I have to keep it. But that was a highlight for me. You know, and we have a picture because somebody took a picture.
So you would say that's probably one of your most memorable experiences?
I gotta say, man, because I had a lot of great experience. But you know, we did shows with Dave Matthews. We opened up for him. That was big. I still like Steve. Now Dave is cool. Trust me, Dave is all about. He's amazing, and he came. This is the kind of dude Dave is. Dave will come and sit with you, and he doesn't leave. You know, like his band members will come later, but he stays with the staff. That's the kind of guy he is. And he sat in with us, and every night he come play a song with us. And so, that was, you know, but there's a lot of that stuff went on, with us. And that's why I said Terrence just draws this. He's got this thing, man.
And musicians have this thing with each other too. So,
exactly.
It's a connection.
Right.
You always say on here it's the universal language.
Absolutely,
music.
man. Oh yeah.
Music's a big part of the show, and Louisiana culture in general, right? We talked
Yeah.
about that. So
Oh,
from bluegrass up to Shreveport and
That's
and
right.
other places to gospel
Music in
down
general.
south and
Yeah, music in
Cajun,
general.
Zydeco.
Oh yeah, you know,
Yeah.
music is just it's a healing, man.
mhm.
You know how many nights me, Terrence, will get up there sick and then get up there and like we're not sick, we don't feel it till we get off.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. You
Yeah,
know, it just
yeah.
it heals you for that moment for sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's right.
I didn't say when you get off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it truly is a spiritual thing.
It is,
yeah.
it is.
Yes.
It is. Well, guys, we've been talking with Danny Williams, keyboard player and trumpet player, with Terrence Simeon.
I haven't picked that trumpet up in a while, but yeah, I got you.
Hopefully one day he'll come back and play some songs for us.
Yeah, we'll
Some
get him back
originals.
over here and play some songs. We're gonna put some pictures of people up that he said he's gonna show us. Maybe some secret pictures of Terrence that nobody's known.
I'll just not even comment on that.
But we're gonna have Terrence back. Until next time, y'all have a good one and give a hoot and a holler to a coot and a collar.
I like that one too. That was good. You should
That's one
always
of
use
mine.
that.
We do.
Yeah,
we do
good,
that.
good.
Let me do it again nicely. I will cut that. All right, until next time, give a hoot and a holler to a coot and a collar. Y'all have a great day.
Yeah.